This is DV Center with your weekly breaking news. Roy Halladay is acquired by the Phillies today from the Blue Jays. Phillies sent over Kyle Drabek, son of Doug Drabek, Michael Taylor, and Travis Harbant. The Phillies also traded Cliff Lee to the Mariners for Philippe Amont and two other highly thought-of prospects.
You know, I thought it was a little wrong what they did with Cliff Lee. The guy did take you to a World Series, and you're just going to leave him like that, just trade him off. But they did pick up another very talented man by the name of Roy Halladay. He's got a lot to offer to this Philadelphia team. But the contract for Cliff Lee, I hate to say, was only 1 year, $8 million, but he did want to go straight to the free agents list. But you can't really blame him when he can get more than what they're offering.
Roy Halladay is a future Hall of Famer, so you can't argue about his coming to Philadelphia.
But so is Lee.
Not really. Lee has come on at the wrong point of his career. He's only been good the last 2 years. He's played for the Indians. Come on, man. The Indians.
But he was their star player. That's why he did win that Cy Young Award.
He did, but Roy Halladay is a slightly better pitcher than Cliff, and he will make this Phillies team slightly better. And so will Placido Polanco, the new third baseman they signed just a couple of weeks ago.
I personally think the deal they made was horrendous. At least keep the guy for another year. I mean, he had a lot to offer to this Philadelphia team. I mean, look, took them to the World Series that they needed to get to. I mean, there's nothing else you can ask for. If anything, I would have gotten rid of Bleach or Hamels, and that's a lot of talk going around in Philly now.
You can't get rid of Bridger or Hamels, especially Hamels. Hamels is your young star that you had for 7 years. He might have pitched crappy last year, but he had an arm injury. So you can't blame the guy. If you have an arm injury, you have an arm injury. Now, Cliff Lee had 1 more year. He was going to want big money. The Phillies couldn't pay him. Now, you could say whatever you want, but this was a very good deal for the Phillies. I was upset personally myself when I heard that Cliff Lee was getting traded. But it's a very, very good deal. Now let's talk about the NFL. The Eagles got another win over the Giants.
Well, wait, how about the Boston?
The Red Sox, yes. John Mackey was introduced yesterday, and so was Mike Cameron. John Mackey now boosts this rotation. This makes them the best starting 5 rotation in all of baseball, in my opinion. And Mike Cameron, they're making up for the loss of Jason Bay, who is in serious negotiations with the Mets right now, is Jason Bay. Now let's go football. How about them Cowboys? Lost another game in December, huh?
Another game. And another upset that I thought, which was a little outdated this game, but that Steelers-Cleveland game never should have happened. Never should have happened.
They just played totally horrendous. The offense could not get anything going. Big Ben was terrible. I'm glad I sat him on my fantasy team.
I mean, I want to be honest with you, from a team that goes to winning a Super Bowl to what they are now, that's just a big disgrace. I personally think, I mean, you lose to Oakwood, #1. I mean, they're so unorganized now at the coaching incidents, and then you're going to lose to Cleveland? Cleveland, of all teams. They can't even decide who they want as a starting quarterback, and they had, what, a Heisman candidate as a second string? Come on now.
And then the Baltimore Ravens crushed the Lions, 48-3. No surprises there.
That's just another example of that Ravens defense is just holding everything together for this team.
Well, not necessarily, because they have been giving up some big points to some other teams. They haven't been the Ravens defense we saw in that Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
Well, let's get to who we love, and let's talk about these Eagles.
45-38, the Eagles won, beating the Giants and sweeping the series. They are now 5-1, and they're 4-1 in division play. The last division play is the Cowboys, the last game of the season, which everybody should watch in January.
Now, I'll admit, it was a very good game, but sloppy defense both ways, but even worse for the Eagles. I mean, come on. That waist tackle, how are you going to try to waist tackle somebody and make it look like tag football? If it was a game of tag, he would have been hit 5 yards behind the line. But it just wasn't. I mean, let's get real now. And the defense was just horrendous once again, with Asante Samuel over jumping and running the defensive routes. I mean, you got to make breaks on them balls. You came from New England. Especially someone who comes from New England should have the knowledge on how to break on the balls and not over-jump them and give up a 15-yard play, which could have been taken back for an interception. Or at least you could have caught it and got hit for a 5-yard instead of getting an extra 10. But just lack of discipline on defense.
And the defensive penalties really killed us. Hakeem Nicks drops a deep ball. Quentin Michael gets flagged for illegal contact. The next play, Hakeem Nicks drops another deep ball. He gets another illegal contact, Quentin Michael. But then Quentin Michael blows coverage. Hakeem Nicks catches it, spins, gets two-hand tug, but that doesn't count. Runs for a 60-yard touchdown, puts his team back in a game they should have never been in. You score 45 points. One of your best players, Deshaun Jackson, catches for 178 yards, a touchdown, and runs back a punt. There's no way you only win this game by a touchdown. There's no absolute way. This tackling will not get them anywhere close to a Super Bowl. And I know they're my favorite team, but honestly, come on, guys. You got to tackle better. What is this? No pressure on Eli Manning at all. And then at the end of the game, what is this? A boxing match? What is this? Trent Cole, you're going to punch him? Get suspended for possibly 4 games and miss the first game of the playoffs? Come on, man. You can't do that. You hurt the whole team. But
one big positive thing that they did have going on was the re-signing of Andy Reid. I thought was okay, but that 6-year contract for Brent Celek was amazing. I mean, come on. This is a tight end we're talking about here who averages at least 2 touchdowns a game, possibly 3 to 4. It's just ridiculous. He's just amazing. And how his jumping ability is incredible. If you look back at what game was that? And he leaped over him?
I think it was the Giants game earlier in the year.
Yes, and he leaped right over him. That was amazing. What other tight end do you know of that can do that? I wouldn't say he's young, but he's young in the league considered the other tight ends you have out there, and he's got a lot to offer to Philadelphia.
Especially his blocking ability. He's not just a catching tight end. He can block pretty well.
Very well.
And that's what you need in a tight end. And this team is so young. I have been fearing McNabb leaving for all these years, but what I've seen from Kevin Kolb, I'm not really fearing that anymore because Kevin Kolb is coming along real nicely.
And you got Vic, but that's going to cause some controversy here. I mean, Vic, yes, they do put in for only run plays, and I'm surprised defenses haven't picked up on that. But thinking back on it, like Chris Collinsworth says, he says tight ends are pacifiers for quarterbacks, but they're really not. In Brent Celek's case, I mean, this guy is like a wide receiver, but maybe a little bit slower. And that's all we got for now. So thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. You can have our next episode is next week.
All right, thanks for watching.